Ready.
All right, I'm Bill Lynch. I'm the founder of Backward for Peace. I want to tell you a little bit today about how I founded the movement and who I am. So let me start by walking backward around the track, which is what I do, and talking to you a little bit about my movement called Backward for Peace. I'm 60 years old, and I am the father of 9 children. My wife, Janet, and I live in Adairsville, Georgia. As I say, I am 60 years old, and when I turned 60 last October, one of the things I began to ask myself is, what am I going to do with the rest of my life? What am I going to do to make a difference in this world, and what am I going to do to leave a legacy? What can I do more than what I am doing? To begin with, I'm an insurance claims adjuster. That's all I've done for my entire work life. And I have always been a runner and a swimmer and an athlete of some kind. And when I was thinking about this, when I was thinking about what I was going to do, one of the things that occurred to me was I've grown up in a world where war has been going on continually since my birth in 1951. In 1951, the Korean War was ongoing. Today in 2012, we still have troops massed along the DMZ, as do the North Koreans. That war is not entirely over. In the 1960s, the United States, my country, became involved in Vietnam and then Cambodia and Laos, in a war where nobody attacked us, and our reason for fighting that war was communism. We felt that if we didn't stop the communists in Vietnam, that the communists would eventually be here and that we would have to fight them here. And so we went to war in Vietnam on the side of the South Vietnamese and against the North Vietnamese, and we were involved in that war in Vietnam, and then later in 2 countries that we were supposedly not at war with, Cambodia and Laos, until 1974. So then that war ended, and in the interim, the United States has been involved in incursions, assassinations, overthrows of government, etc., in Central America and South America. And then later on, we became involved in the Mideast. We were involved in the Mideast in the 70s, and the 80s, and the 90s, and now, for the last, I believe, 12 years, we've been involved in a ground war, first in Iraq, and now in Afghanistan, and even across the border into Pakistan. We have caused more death and destruction with our weapons of mass destruction than were caused in that one event of 9/11, of September 11, 2001, against the buildings of the World Trade Center. So my thinking is this. I believe that we, Americans particularly, have a backward concept about war and peace that we need to change. And I was thinking, what can I do to get that message across? What can I do that will help people begin to think about their own feelings, their own thoughts, their own ideas about war and peace, and change those ideas? And what came to me was walking backward. As I say, I'm an athlete, and I do this now on a daily basis. I walk 2 miles backward wherever I am as part of my exercise program. When people see me, they immediately say at some point, what are you doing that for? Is that for your knees? Is that for your back? And what I say is it's called Backward for Peace. I want people to think about that. I want them to become more peaceful in their own lives. And I want them to think about the things that they do in their lives which create anger, hatred, violence, either mental violence or physical violence. And I want people to begin to think more peacefully. You know, people who know Bill Lynch would say he's not always peaceful. When I get into political discussions or political arguments with people that I know, my views obviously tend to be more to the left than to the right. People who are on the opposite side would say, well, he's pretty violent when it comes to his arguments for peace. And that is one of the things I'm trying to change. When I come out here, for example, on this track to walk backwards for 2 miles on my daily exercise regimen, one of the prayers I pray is, God, make me an instrument of your peace. What I want to do is I want to figure out what it is in my own life that makes me violent and get rid of it. I want to figure out who those people are that I have resentments against or hatreds against, and I want to get rid of that. And I want to be more positive and be more kind and be more peaceful. My goal for the rest of my life, however long that life is to do no harm, to be more peaceful. I think that if I can do that myself, if I can exude a peaceful spirit, then the people I encounter along the way who I engage in conversation about this movement, about Backward for Peace, will see it, and they'll be more inclined to think, maybe I should try that in my life too. That's really the simplistic message of Backward for Peace. I want people to think peace, live peace, and be peace. It's as simple as that. Thanks for listening, and I hope you'll have your friends and family and people you encounter watch this video, Backward for Peace. Peace.